Welcome to the Ultimate Sports Blog Podcast. Today is Sunday, September 2nd, 2018. Today I'm going to recap yesterday's college football slate, go over yesterday's baseball slate, look ahead to today's baseball games, go over more about the Mack trade and the fact that he got extended, talk about some NFL roster cuts, a big injury in the NFL, and NBA local radio announcers. All right, college football. Ole Miss defeated Texas Tech 47-27. I picked Ole Miss on the podcast. I was correct. Jordan Ta'amu, 22 for 32, 336 yards and 2 touchdown passes. Alan Bowman, 29 for 39, 273 yards and a touchdown pass. South Carolina defeated Coastal Carolina 49-15. Jake Bentley, 22 for 29, 250 yards, 4 touchdown passes. Kilton Anderson, 11 for 13, 91 yards. 5th-ranked Ohio State defeated Oregon State 77-31. Dwayne Haskins, 22 for 30, 313 yards, 5 touchdowns, and an interception. Connor Blount, 12 for 19, 169 yards, and 2 touchdown passes. Illinois defeated Kent State 31-24. A.J. Bush, 13 for 23, 190 yards. Woody Barrett, 28 for 41, 270 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. Rutgers defeated Texas State 35-7. Arthur Sikowski, 20 for 29, 205 yards, a touchdown, 3 picks. Willie Jones III, 6 for 19, 79 yards, and an interception. Maryland upset number 23rd ranked Texas 34-29, second straight year where the Terps have knocked off the Longhorns. Casey Hill, 17 for 29, 222 yards and a touchdown pass. Sam Ehlinger, 21 for 39, 263 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 2 picks. 7th ranked Oklahoma defeated FAU 63-14. Kyler Murray, 9 for 11, 209 yards, 2 touchdown passes. Chris Robinson, 15 of 26 with 157 yards. 16th ranked TCU defeated Southern 55-7. Sean Robinson, 17 for 24, 182 yards and 3 touchdown passes. John Lampley, 5 for 14, 101 yards, a touchdown pass, and 2 picks. NC State defeated James Madison 24-13. Ryan Finley, 29 for 43, 309 yards and 2 touchdown passes. Ben DiNucci, 23 for 27, 197 yards and a touchdown pass. Houston defeated Rice 45-27. De'Aaron King, 17 for 24, 320 yards and 3 touchdown passes. Sean Stankovich, 20 for 31, 240 yards, 3 touchdowns, and a pick. Villanova upset Temple 19-17. That's one of the bigger surprises of the day. Zach Benardzik, 29 for 40, 254 yards, 3 touchdowns, and an interception. Frank Natil, 18 for 30, 285 yards, a touchdown, and 2 interceptions. 2nd-ranked Clemson defeated Furman 48-7. Trevor Lawrence, 9 for 15, 137 yards and 3 touchdown passes. Kelly Bryant, 10 for 16, 127 yards and a touchdown pass. Darren Granger, 3 for 5, 30 yards and a touchdown pass. Georgia Tech defeated Alcorn State 41-0. Taquan Marshall, 9 for 18, 104 yards, a touchdown and a pick. Noah Johnson, 10 for 15, 51 yards. Boston College defeated UMass 55-21. Impressive win for BC. Anthony Brown, 15 for 21, 270 yards and 4 touchdown passes. Ross Comas, 9 for 13, 145 yards and a touchdown pass. Ohio defeated Howard 38-32, so Ohio barely escapes the upset. Quentin Maxwell, 17 for 25, 233 yards and 2 touchdown passes. Kalen Newton, 26 for 52, 439 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 2 picks. Air Force defeated Stony Brook 38-0. Arion Worthman, 2 for 8, 29 yards. Joe Carbone, 5 for 16, 30 yards, and an interception. 9th-ranked Auburn defeated 6th-ranked Washington 21-16 in the Chick-fil-A kickoff game from Atlanta. Huge win for Auburn. And not a terrible loss by all accounts for Washington. They just have to win out in order if they want to make the college football playoff. Jared Stidham, 26 for 36, 273 yards and a touchdown pass. Jake Browning, 18 for 32, 296 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. 3rd-ranked Georgia defeated Austin Peay 45-0. Jake Fromm, 12 for 16, 157 yards, 2 touchdown passes. Javon Craig, 6 for 11, 36 yards. Kentucky defeated Central Michigan 35-20. Terry Wilson, 11 for 18, 78 yards, and 2 interceptions. Gunnar Hoke, 4 for 9, 50 yards, and a touchdown pass. Tony Poljan, 17 for 27, 137 yards. 17th-ranked West Virginia defeated Tennessee 40-14. Will Greer, 25 for 34, 429 yards, 5 touchdown passes. Jarrett Garanto, 19 for 25, 172 yards, and a touchdown pass. Washington State defeated Wyoming 41-19. Incredible win for the Huskies. Gardner Minshew, 38 for 57, 319 yards, 3 touchdowns, and an interception. Tyler Vander Waal, 8 for 20, 67 yards, and an interception. Pitt defeated Albany 33-7. Kenny Pickett, 16 for 22, 154 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a pick. Vincent Testaverde, 18 for 29, 263 yards, a touchdown, and 2 interceptions. 10th-ranked Penn State defeated Appalachian State 45-38 in overtime. Trace McSorley, 21 for 36, 230 yards, and a touchdown pass. Zach Thomas, 25 for 38, 270 yards, 2 touchdowns, and the interception was the last play of the game when the Penn State defender picked off Thomas to end the game in overtime. Iowa defeated Northern Illinois 33-7. Nate Stanley, 11 for 23, 108 yards, a touchdown, and a pick. Marcus Childers, 14 for 25, 105 yards, a touchdown, and a pick. Arkansas defeated Eastern Illinois 55-20. Ty Storey, 12 for 17, 261 yards, 3 touchdown passes. Harry Woodbury, 9 for 15, 96 yards, 2 touchdown passes. Jonathan Brantley, 18 for 25, 134 yards, and a touchdown pass. Mizzou defeated UT Martin 51-14. Drew Lock, 19 for 25, 289 yards, 4 touchdown passes. Desser Wynn, 15 for 24, 168 yards, and a touchdown pass. 15th ranked USC defeated UNLV 43-21. JT Daniels, 22 for 35, 282 yards, and a touchdown pass. Armani Rogers, 12 for 27, 97 yards, and 2 touchdown passes. Cal defeated UNC 24-17. Ross Bowers, 8 for 17, 56 yards. Chase Garber, 7 for 13, 54 yards, and a touchdown pass. Nathan Elliott, 15 for 35, 137 yards, a touchdown pass, and 4 picks. Virginia defeated Richmond 42-13. Bryce Perkins, 13 for 24, 185 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a pick. Kevin Johnson, 11 for 28, 194 yards, and 2 interceptions. And what was one of the more surprising results of the day? Liberty absolutely destroyed Old Dominion, 52-10. Welcome to FBS Liberty. Stephen Calvert, 25 for 36, 345 yards, and 4 touchdown passes. Stephen Williams, 14 for 30, 132 yards. Charlotte defeated Fordham, 34-10. Chris Reynolds, 13 for 20, 267 yards, and a touchdown pass. Luke Medlock, 22 for 47, 296 yards, a touchdown pass, and a pick. Marshall defeated Miami of Ohio, 35-28. Impressive win for Marshall, going on the road, getting the win. Isaiah Green, 24 for 37, 272 yards, and 2 touchdown passes. Gus Ranglin, 25 for 46, 357 yards, and 3 touchdown passes. South Florida defeated Elan, 34-14. Blake Barnett, 24 for 34, 305 yards, 3 touchdown passes. Davis Cheek, 5 for 11, 45 yards, and 2 picks. Buffalo defeated Delaware State, 48-10. Tyree Jackson, 17 for 27, 189 yards, 6 touchdown passes. Jack McDaniels, 8 for 15, 76 yards. Georgia Southern defeated South Carolina State, 37-6. Shea Wertz, 5 for 7, 29 yards. And on the ground, 22 carries, 163 yards, and 3 touchdowns. DeJuan Ford, 1 for 6, 17 yards, and the 1 was an interception. Tyrese Nick, 1 for 3, 14 yards, 21 carries, 66 yards, and a touchdown. 22-ranked Boise State defeated Troy 56-20. Impressive win for the Broncos of Boise State. Brett Ripon, 20 for 28, 305 yards, 4 touchdown passes. Caleb Barker, 20 for 21, 211 yards, a touchdown, and a pick. Cincinnati defeated UCLA 26-17. Nice upset win for the Bearcats, spoiling Chip Kelly's debut. Desmond Ridder, 13 for 24, 100 yards. Dorian Thompson-Robinson, 15 for 25, 117 yards. Indiana defeated FIU 38-28. Peyton Ramsey, 20 for 27, 156 yards, 3 touchdowns, and a pick. James Morgan, 11 for 20, 90 yards, a touchdown, and a pick. Nichols upset Kansas 26-23 in overtime. Chase Forcade, 12 for 24, 142 yards. Peyton Bender, 19 for 35, 187 yards, and 2 touchdown passes. Kansas State defeated South Dakota 27-24. Good for the Wildcats to survive. Alex Delton, 5 for 14, 91 yards, and an interception. Skylar Thompson, 8 for 14, 61 yards, a touchdown, and a pick. Austin Simmons, 24 for 56, 257 yards, and a touchdown pass. Louisiana Tech defeated South Alabama 30-26. Jamar Smith, 19 for 29, 209 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 3 picks. Cole Garvin, 7 for 16, 47 yards, a touchdown, and 2 picks. Southern Miss defeated Jackson State 55-7. Jack Abraham, 21 of 27, 242 yards, 4 touchdown passes. Derek Ponder, 12 for 21, 62 yards, 2 picks. Memphis defeated Mercer 66-14. Brady White, 22 for 28, 358 yards, 5 touchdown passes. Robert Riddle, 10 for 19, 104 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a pick. Tulsa defeated Central Arkansas 38-27. Luke Skipper, 15 of 24, 196 yards, and 2 touchdown passes. Braylon Smith, 17 for 25, 165 yards. Toledo defeated VMI 66-3. Very impressive. Mitchell Guagini, 11 of 16, 265 yards, 3 touchdown passes. Reese Udinsky, 25 of 42, 151 yards, and 2 picks. Arkansas State defeated Southeast Missouri State 48-21. Justice Hansen, 26 of 36, 423 yards, 6 touchdown passes, and a pick. Daniel Santa Cantaria, 10 for 13, 89 yards, and a touchdown pass. Louisiana defeated Grambling 49-17. Andre Nunez, 19 of 22, 184 yards, and 2 touchdown passes. Jeremy Hickbottom, 8 for 18, 112 yards. Florida defeated Charleston Southern 53-6 in Dan Mullen's first game. Felipe Franks, 16 of 24, 219 yards, 5 touchdown passes. London Johnson, 3 for 12 with only 2 yards. So not a pretty game for him. 18th ranked Mississippi State defeated Stephen F. Austin 63-6. Nick Fitzgerald was suspended. So getting the start was Kayeton Thompson, 13 of 31, 364 yards, 5 touchdown passes with 10 carries, 109 yards, and 2 touchdowns on the ground. Foster Sawyer, 10 of 27, 147 yards. Vanderbilt defeated Middle Tennessee 35-7. Good win for Vandy. Kyle Shermer, 10 of 17, 170 yards, 2 touchdown passes. Brent Stockstill, 24 of 36, 178 yards, a touchdown, and a pick. 12th ranked Notre Dame defeated 14th ranked Michigan 24-17. Good win for the Irish. Brandon Wimbush, 12 of 22, 170 yards, a touchdown, and a pick. Shea Patterson, 20 of 30, 227 yards, and an interception. Dylan McCaffrey saw a little bit of time, 4 for 6 with 22 yards. North Texas defeated SMU 46-23. SMU was my moneyline pick of the week. That was a bad pick. Mason Fine, 40 of 50, 444 yards, 3 touchdown passes. Great game for him. Ben Hicks, 12 for 24, 252 yards, 2 touchdowns, and the pick. Northern Arizona upset UTEP 30-10. Case Cookus, 19 of 26, 211 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a pick. Kay Loxley, 13 of 26, 120 yards, and a pick. Number 1, Alabama defeated Louisville 51-14 from Orlando. Tua Tagovailoa, 12 for 16, 227 yards, 2 touchdown passes. Jalen Hurts, only 5 for 9, 70 yards. Jawan Pass, 20 of 39, 252 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 2 picks. 24 ranked Oregon defeated Bowling Green 58-24. Justin Herbert, 10 for 21, 281 yards, 5 touchdowns, 2 picks. Jared Doege, 22 of 38, 253 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 2 picks. Baylor defeated Abilene Christian 55-27. Good win for Baylor to snap their home losing streak that faded back to last season. Jalon McClendon, 10 for 13, 173 yards, and 2 touchdown passes. Luke Anthony, 25 of 38, 224 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a pick. New Mexico defeated Incarnate Word 62-30. Tavaka Teote, 13 of 21, 327 yards, 4 touchdowns, and a pick. Joe Copeland, 17 of 36, 328 yards, a touchdown, and a pick. Fresno State defeated Idaho 79-13, an impressive win for Fresno State. Marcus McMarion, 19 of 26, 207 yards. George Reyna, 2 for 3, 40 yards and a touchdown pass. Colton Richardson, 3 for 10, 106 yards, a touchdown, and 2 picks. Arizona State defeated UTSA 49-7. So Herm Edwards starts 1-0. Manny Wilkins, 16 of 24, 237 yards and 4 touchdowns. Cordell Grundy, 16 of 23, 187 yards and an interception. Hawaii defeated Navy 59-41, so Hawaii's 2-0. Looks like they're for real. Good win for Hawaii. Cole McDonald, 30 for 41, 428 yards, 6 touchdown passes. Malcolm Perry actually threw the touchdown pass in this game for Navy with his only completion of the game. Attempted 3 passes, and the touchdown pass was for 19 yards. And on the ground, 17 carries, 108 yards, and a rushing touchdown. North Carolina A&T and East Carolina was postponed to today. South Dakota State, Iowa State, and Akron, Nebraska were both canceled due to lightning. Postponed, TBD. Couple games today and tomorrow that I went over numerous times on the podcast. 8th ranked Miami at 25th ranked LSU tonight, 7:30 ABC. 20th ranked Virginia Tech at 19th ranked FSU. Tomorrow night, 8 o'clock on ESPN. Baseball, really quick. Just want to get this done and out of the way. The Yanks defeated the Tigers 2-1 as they improved to 86-50. Detroit drops to 54-82. Masahiro Tanaka improves to 10-5. Danny Norris drops to 0-3. Dylan Betances gets his second save of the year. The Mets defeated the Giants 2-1 in 11 innings as they improved to 60-75. San Francisco drops to 68-69. Jerry Blevins improves to 2-2. Hunter Strickland drops to 3-4. Roberto Gastelum gets his 9th save of the year. The Nats defeated the Brewers 5-4 as they improved to 68-68. Milwaukee drops to 76-61. Greg Holland improves to 1-2. Joakim Soria drops to 1-1. Justin Miller gets his 2nd save of the year. The Cubs defeated the Phillies 7-1 as they improved to 80-55. The Phils dropped to 72-63. Kyle Hendricks improves to 11-10. Zach Eflin drops to 9-6. The Red Sox defeated the White Sox 6-1 as they improved to 94-43. Chicago drops to 54-82. Eduardo Rodriguez improves to 12-3. Carlos Rodon drops to 6-4. The Rays defeated the Indians 5-3 as they improved to 72-63. Cleveland drops to 77-58. Blake Snell improves to 17-5. Shane Bieber drops to 8-3. Adam Kolarek gets the save. So I get my 2 Fox Sports 1 picks correct with the Yanks and the Rays. The Braves defeated the Pirates 5-3 as they improved to 75-60. Pittsburgh drops to 66-70. Johnny Venters improves to 2-0. Keone Kelo drops to 0-1 as a Pirate. AJ Minter gets his 12th save on the year. The Astros defeated the Angels 7-3 as they improved to 83-53. The Angels dropped to 66-70. Joe Smith improves to 5-1. Cam Bedrosian drops to 5-4. The Marlins defeated the Blue Jays 6-3 as they improved to 54-82. Toronto drops to 61-74. Wayne Chen improves to 6-9. Marco Estrada drops to 7-11. The Royals defeated the Orioles 5-4 as they improved to 34-91. Baltimore drops to 40-96. Jake Newberry improves to 1-0. Michael Givens drops to 0-7. The Reds defeated the Cardinals 4-0 as they improved to 58-78. St. Louis drops to 76-60. Luis Castillo improves to 8-11. Daniel Ponce de Leon drops to 0-1. The Rangers defeated the Twins 7-4 as they improved to 59-77. Minnesota drops to 63-72. Yvonne Gallardo improves to 8-3. Jose Barrios drops to 11-10. Jose Leclerc gets his 8th save of the year. The Rockies defeated the Padres 4-2 as they improve to 73-62. San Diego drops to 54-84. John Gray improves to 11-7. Robbie Erlin drops to 3-5. Wade Davis gets his 37th save of the year. The Mariners defeated the A's 8-7 as they improve to 76-60. The A's drop to 81-56. James Paxton improves to 11-5. Liam Hendricks drops to 0-1. Edwin Diaz gets his 51st save of the year. The Dodgers defeated the Diamondbacks 3-2. Big win for the Dodgers as they get into a tie with the Diamondbacks at 74-62 apiece. Kenta Maeda improves to 8-8. Archie Bradley drops to 4-5. Kenley Jansen gets his 34th save of the year. Today's games: 1 o'clock, Tigers-Yankees. Matt Boyd and Lance Lynn. Blue Jays Marlins. Sean Reid-Foley and Jeff Brigham. 1:30 Brewers Nationals. Junior Guerrera and Jeffrey Rodriguez. The TBS game is Cubs Phillies. John Lester and Aaron Nola. Give me the Phils at home to salvage the series. Aaron Nola, I think, has an opportunity to shine here at the big game to put himself in a good position to win the NL Cy Young Award. Being on a contender like the Phillies certainly helps. I should say a National League playoff contender helps his cause. 2 o'clock, Red Sox, White Sox. Brian Johnson and James Shields. Orioles, Royals at 2:15. David Hess and Jorge Lopez. Reds, Cardinals. Anthony DeSclafani and Luke Weaver. 3 o'clock, Twins, Rangers. Gabriel Moya, the Twins pulling a raise and going with an opener against Yonder Mendez. 4 o'clock, Mariners, Athletics. Felix Hernandez and Edwin Jackson. Mets, Giants. Noah Syndergaard and Chris Stratton. Rays, Indians. Diego Castillo and Carlos Carrasco. Diamondbacks, Dodgers. The winner of this game will take sole possession of first place in the division. Clay Buchholz and Walker Buehler. Rockies, Padres. Kyle Freeland and Jacob Nix. The Rockies are actually tied with the two teams in the loss column. The Pirates and the Braves at 5 o'clock. Nick Kingham and Julio Teheran. And 8 o'clock, ESPN, Sunday Night Baseball, Angels, Astros. The return of Shohei Ohtani on the mound against Garrett Cole. I love the Astros in this spot. I think Ohtani will look rusty on the mound. So I expect the Astros to take advantage. Not suggesting that Ohtani will pitch poorly, but I just like the Astros in this spot at home on Sunday Night Baseball. Khalil Mack, after being traded from the Raiders to the Bears yesterday, the Bears paid him 6 years, $141 million, highest contract ever given to a defensive player, $90 million guaranteed. Unbelievable. And I mentioned yesterday, I don't think Mack will impact their projected win total for me that much. I really think their success depends on the growth of Mitch Trubisky. I mentioned that yesterday, but on the flip side, this certainly affects the Raiders' win-losses by a couple. So don't rule out the possibility of the Raiders finishing last in the AFC West. My predictions are not complete yet, so we'll see how that plays out. NFL cuts yesterday. There's some notable ones over the last few days. The most surprising one was the Cowboys cutting their kicker, Dan Bailey. That was a complete shock to me. He's been one of the more accurate kickers in the history of the league. I'm interested to see if somebody will pick him up that has a weak link at the kicker, like at the Los Angeles Chargers, maybe the Giants, maybe even the Jets. So keep an eye out on Dan Bailey. Brashard Perryman was cut from the Ravens. He was their first-round pick from 2015. That's basically them admitting, okay, we whiffed on this one. He's a bust. And among other ones, Michael Johnson of the Cincinnati Bengals. This next one wasn't really cut. It was just a player retiring. and that was Terrence Newman of the Minnesota Vikings, who retired, is now on the coaching staff. I just think the Vikings might have forced him into retirement to give some of their young guys in the secondary some playing time. So that, to me, was more of like a forced retirement rather than an actual retirement. Jerick McKinnon was diagnosed with a torn ACL yesterday. Big loss for the 49ers. He was supposed to be their starting running back. They paid him a lot of money, and now he's out for the year. Big loss for San Francisco and Jimmy Garoppolo. Lastly, I'm going to do my NBA radio play-by-play announcer rankings. Hard list to make. 35 guys on the list because some teams have multiple guys and substitute guys as well. Go from 35 to 1. 35 is a new one. Chris Kroger of the Charlotte Hornets. He's in his first year. He's, I believe, doing a simulcast TV radio like Steve Martin did. 34 is Ed Cohen of the New York Knicks, who first got on the gig last year replacing Mike Crispino. He's solid, but he just needs some more experience, I think. All these guys are solid in my eyes, but this is just based on my opinion. 33 is Dennis Newman, Orlando Magic. 32 is Steve Holman of the Hawks. 31 is Gary Gerold of the Kings. 30 is Matt Thomas of the Rockets. He's a substitute. 29 is John Giannone of the Knicks. He's also a substitute whenever Cohen switches over to the TV side, when Mike Breen is on assignment, and if Kenny Albert is also on assignment, he can't do the Knicks. 28 is Paul Jones of the Raptors. 27 is Al McCoy of the Suns. 26 is Sean Kelly of the Pelicans. 25 is Ed Hasseltine of the Grizzlies. 24 is Al Horton of the Timberwolves. 23, Mark Champion of the Pistons. 22 is Jason Kuzmicki of the Nuggets. 21 is Matt Pinto of the Thunder. 20 is John Michael of the Cavs. 19 is a guy that's a TV announcer but switches over to radio whenever the Pistons are on exclusive national TV, and that's George Blaha of the Pistons. 18 is Tom McGinnis of the Sixers. 17 is Mark Boyle of the Pacers. 16 is Ted Davis of the Bucks. 15 is Dave Johnson of the Wizards. 14, Chris Carino of the Brooklyn Nets. Carino is also somebody that fills in on TV in the same scenario of where Ed Cohen of the Knicks does whenever both Ian Eagle and Ryan Ruocco are on assignment. So it's sort of rare to see Carino on the TV side. It usually happens during the football season. 13, David Locke of the Utah Jazz. 12, Brian Wheeler of the Portland Trailblazers. 11 is Eric Smith of the Raptors. 10 is Chuck Cooperstein of the Mavs. 9 is Bill Schoen of the Spurs. 18 is Brian Simeon of the Clippers. 17 is Craig Ackerman of the Rockets. I think Ackerman's better on the radio than he is on television. 6 is Tim Roy of the Warriors. 5 is Chuck Swirsky of the Bulls. I think he's a very good announcer. 4 is somebody that only does radio whenever the Clippers are on national TV, and that's Ralph Lauer. So that's a bit of an outlier ranking, but I love Lauer. I think he's great at what he does. 3 is Mike Inglis of the Miami Heat. He's outstanding, and he's always energized. 2 is Sean Grande of the Boston Celtics. And number 1 is John Ireland of the Los Angeles Lakers. I think Ireland is so talented at what he does. He's only been doing this for 6 or 7 years. But I think he's done outstanding. He called Kobe Bryant's last NBA game so well. And it's going to be fun hearing him call LeBron James and that young Lakers team come this upcoming season. That's it for the podcast today. I'll be back tomorrow recapping Miami LSU and NCAA East Carolina. Of course, all the baseball. Do the baseball power rankings. Guess the lines for the NFL I'll do tomorrow. We'll save college football for Tuesday because there's another game on Monday night. And we'll discuss anything else that happens in the sports world. Hope you guys have a great day, everybody.